Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Tina Shakiyah Powell, and I am here with
Mourghen Kay,
the director
of Still Waiting to Exhale.
And we just have to ask, are y'all ready to exhale?
Are you?
Did you breathe?
Did you?
Did you let it go?
I hope so.
Tell us, how do you feel coming into this role? You were fresh in a sense of production just a few years ago, and then we kind of just threw you into the fire.
Yeah.
So walk through that process. How did that feel?
Just to be given the honor of one of Tina's children, films. This is, her wheelhouse. So being able to, just jump right in with the team and be loved on, supported, it was a great time.
So would you do it again?
Absolutely, without question.
Yeah. So what exactly are your creative aspirations? I know, you came in acting when I first met you. Then you came in as my producer's assistant. Now I threw you in there as a director. So are you still kind of trying to feel your way in and trying to see where you want to be at? Or do you have an ideal place?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like my niche now is in the director space. I feel like definitely I would still like to move around and see other parts, but I think the director role and just being responsible for what you see on, the screen, kind of, having that under your belt, I kind of like that a lot.
What we called you?
Movie making Mo.
Movie making Mo. That's kind of got a little ring to it.
A little ring. I like it.
So for all the little Mourghens out there and all the little Tinas out there that's watching us right now, what is one, not negative, but one obstacle that you think you faced as a first-time director? What is one thing that you learned as a first-time director? And what is maybe one piece of advice you can give to somebody that wants to be a director?
So one thing that may be like a bump in the road as a director will be like what would be like a director's block, not a writer's block, but kind of like being unsure of how you want the scene to look or how the shots to look. I would say there's no such thing as being too creative. You can always try different shots for different scenes. You don't have to necessarily stick to one thing. What you have on the shot deck could be one thing, but you may want to change it the day of. So that's perfectly okay to do. And if I had advice for a little Mourghen, yikes, without crying, what I will say is this, because I'm a sensitive being, is that things will take time. You don't have to rush the process at all. The roadblocks and the shortcomings are for a reason, just like setting you up for better. So yeah.
That's life advice. That's not only director advice, that is life advice.
Yeah.
All right. So that introduction, so the introduction of us like talking over each other, I thought was a great way to kind of signify like confusion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And overthinking that a lot of women do nowadays. It's like one thing happened and 25,000 different thoughts come in at one time.
And this kind of sets the tone for, all right, is this about to be a ball of chaos, ball of confusion if we hear four ladies talking?
Yeah.
So the color scheme here, picking like the earthy neutral tones, I feel was perfect.
Yeah.
Against like the beautiful black skin that we already see, like just a compliment, not making it to create a, oh my gosh, they look so beautiful. They're already beautiful. So just adding a little bit of stuff here and
Pop
there.
in there.
A little earring, a little hairdo, updo, little stuff.
Yeah, Glow. When I wrote this, I was like really like, okay, wait, yeah, Glow. Because that's my favorite song. Well, it was my favorite song at the time. But finding a nigga without a bitch, Glow?
Yeah.
Come on. Taglines. And I love how we're like 4 different shades of black.
Yep. So, which goes to show you that it doesn't matter what skin tone you are as a black person, black woman specifically, you're a black girl.
And orange or browns and greens will always look good on you.
Hello. You could tell Dina was hurt in the moment still and trying to like hold it together, keep it together.
Yes, Tyler did a really good job at like showing the different changes, like the small changes in her emotions throughout this film, because she was the one that was going like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she did a really good job there.
And
This
then you got
shot.
Glow.
This shot was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too.
For sure.
Over the head shot. I love the hair, how we put the hair all over the place.
And I love that you got a clear shot of the shirt,
Yes.
her. And also we had a bit of fight back on that shot during production. It was like a lot of like, how's this gonna work, and da da da.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show, like, in film, like, there's a lot of cutaways and a lot of different types of ways to manipulate the visual to make it cute to the eye.
Right. And we had to look at it through the tiny screen, the smallest screen on the camera. So I loved how it came out.
Somebody said, y'all was really drunk and stuff, huh? It's called actors. Professionalism.
Egg wine.
There's no liquor or drinks or drugs on my sets, okay? Maybe into after rap. Turn up. You definitely see the different dynamics in, like, the friend group here. You know, Glow, like, let's call it Glorilla again.
Well, might as well be.
Glow is more of the calm and, you know,
she's
the
like,
sense.
Yeah, like the mama bear. Logical, that's a
That's
good
the word.
one.
She's the logical one.
Yeah.
Robin is clearly she's with the shits. And, you know, little rock. And Lauren's character is a little bit more in between, you know what I mean? Like, she's too over this shit.
Vanna's like, thank you. Like, you're overreacting, you're childish. Like,
relax.
Yeah.
And now she called us stupid, though. I got a man in real life, though, y'all.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. My Lord and Father.
Tina, take us through your thoughts as a writer for these scenes, like the shots that we're seeing right now.
So, from a writer's perspective, I wanted Dina's crash out to feel like it's everybody's crash out. You know, because at the end of the day, we all four are feeling some part of why Dina is feeling this way in their own way, you know, in their own relationships. So when she crashed out, those moments of like stillness and like us looking at her, it's kind of like, sis, I see you, and I also feel you, and I'm also riding this wave with you in this moment. So I know it was a little pushback on set with those shots too, because we were crunch time, you know, we had to wrap, and it was like, do we even have time to get these quick shots, you know? So that's very important. I think that you learned on set too, is like how important time is when you're actually in production, because once you start hitting that 12 hours, like, all right, look, we done. Okay, ain't no more shots. Ain't no more shots. But when you really want a shot as a director or as a writer, you got to learn how to fight for it. Like, no, I want this shot. So either we going to have to go over time or we going to have to sacrifice something.
Oh, and then too, Dina's crash out. So remember, she had a migraine on set.
She did have a migraine.
Like a level 10 migraine. And her channeling that pain to like push through. I hate to say it because migraines suck, but I feel like the migraine came at like the perfect time to like push her.
Yeah, for sure.
To like that state of, I'm really crashing out. So
because I'm really mad. Whoa.
And my head hurts for real.
So literally.
Yeah. So
and that's another thing too, like with actors, like, use it. They always say that in the acting class, like, oh, I came to class today and I feel this way. Guess what? Use it. I came to set and I feel that way. Use it.
Yeah. So
it doesn't necessarily matter how you feel in the moment when you arrive at set, as long as you can use that emotion in the scene. So shout out to you, Tyler.
Brave up. Encore.
So this scene was actually pretty fun to shoot. I just had to think, like, okay, well, the original was the ladies just drunk dancing in the house trying to learn the electric slide or something like that. But what would homegirls be doing now if we lit in the house? They'd probably be twerking on TikTok or something. So it made sense to make a TikTok. So I didn't know if anybody was actually going to catch on to that reference that I did with the whole Dina scenario.
I did.
Thank you. I think I had to prompt people, like, did y'all catch that when they read the script? But half the writer's room did and half of them didn't. So it was cool.
But that's what makes it hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, cool. So it was cool.
4 ladies on the wall. That was very intentional to still pay homage to that without just saying, hey, it's Still Waiting to Exhale. It's little things in there. I wanted this film to feel like a fresh classic or a fresh take on a classic. A standalone film. One of the biggest icks that I have as an actor and producer on this film, on this scene, actors, learn from my mistakes, okay? When you're on a set, you have to be cognizant of like what you're doing in the scene, because it's not only the script supervisor's job, it is a script supervisor's job to kind of like catch those things, but you also have to be aware of them too, because if you watched it and actually caught it, you seen my head flip from Avery's shoulder to Tyler's shoulder, back and forth throughout almost every take. But I was just naturally doing it because we were giggly and talking and
drunk. Yeah.
So it was cool, but like in cinema, you kind of have to also do that, but also stay in your cues about where you did that at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was fighting with Neville. Please cut it a little bit, chop it,
yeah,
zoom it in.
And it still came out great. If you are really not paying attention with that eye, you're not gonna catch it. So
Don't catch it. Now with this song, I came up with putting this song in there last minute, honey, and
day of,
literally. I was like, hey, you guys, another way to play homage is, you know, let's sing the song.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody a singer for real. I mean, yeah, but everybody else was like, what? Lauren, girl, you did fabulous.
Girl, you did, and you were the most worrisome.
Listen,
yeah.
And I feel like Lauren, Vanna, you were like the highlight of that scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it brought the comedic aspect
it really
to it.
did.
You know what I mean? Because you were so passionate in your friend. Or
A friendship
that'll never end. I love it.
Me too.
Now this last final shot of us like tilting from the 4 girls up to the 4 original girls.
Chef's kiss.
Perfection. Perfection. Did you come up with that?
I did.
You did? Okay. So she shows up.
I did, just because it's so beautiful already. The major shot of all of the ladies and then panning up to it, that was already an original shot in Waiting to Exhale anyways. So then panning up to them on the wall was just, I felt perfect to just wrap this all up in a little bow.
So one thing I actually loved about this, the
Yeah.
bloopers. I always enjoy a good blooper though.
So do I.
In my own movies and movies period, because you want to kind of see that side of production. It's not all glitz and glam, but it's also fun and tiring and all the other stuff. So seeing the bloopers is definitely like was a good little ending for the credits for sure.
And even kind of like paid homage to just the 90s in general, like with sitcoms, how they do the bloopers at the end. So that was really cool too.
No, for sure. Also, before we end up this, I just want to shout out to all of my crew members that were part of the team, that are part of the team. So the Nevilles, the Johns, the Anyes, the Coreys, the
Yeah, Corey had it on lock.
Corey had it on lock.
Yeah.
I love it. Everybody, Austin, everybody who was a part of this project and the other projects that are a part of the team, I love you so much. We are finally exhaled and breathing now. What would you rate this film for your first directorial debut?
What are we rating it out of? Let's say
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. I'm gonna say a smooth 17.
Period. 7 extra points. 7 is good luck too, so it's like 10 and 7. You know what I mean? That's a great combination.
Yeah, it is,
You know what I mean?
actually.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
So do I.
I would definitely give it a nice little 20. You know, pump it up there. Might as well double it up.
Might as well.
And I'm not being biased because I wrote it or anything.
At
Because
all.
I'm in it, you know.
It's because it's a really good film.
And I think you guys should watch it. So if you haven't watched it, where can they tune in at?
Exclusively on Patreon. The links are in all of our bios.
Check it out. It's $5. Support the movement. Support the
Please.
art. Support the craft. Because we got more coming for you, okay? We got more movies coming. We got more content coming. We got more of everything coming. So just stay tuned. Follow us on this journey. And Right Style is here to write the story that you love in our own style in the